Welcome back to Not Too Late. I'm your host, Mark Lowney, and happy Halloween! Now I know what you're thinking. Say, Mark, what's the big idea? It's March, for Pete's sake. Why are you talking about a silly little thing like Halloween? Well, longtime Not Too Late fans know that here at Not Too Late, Halloween is a biannual tradition. I really wish the rest of Bloomington would get the memo, though. I tried to go trick-or-treating last night, and I got stabbed. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe it's the time of year, or the fact that I'm 22 years old, or maybe people didn't like my baby costume. Yeah, the diaper was a little small, but what do you want from me? I can go to the store and buy adult diapers, then people would think I actually need them, which would be totally embarrassing. I had to buy diapers for babies so that the cashier would think I'm just being a good father. But I'm not a father at all. I just wanted to dress up as a baby and ask people for candy. Alright, my producers are signaling to me that I've spent far too much time talking about dressing up as a baby. So let's talk about some other recent happenings. The Super Bowl was last month. Soup or bowl is actually my idea for a trendy new restaurant. At most places, you can order a bowl of soup, but here you only get one or the other, soup or bowl. Valentine's Day came and went. Your mileage may vary on whether or not you like Valentine's Day, but I want to give a shout out to the holiday that comes right after, Canada Flag Day. I refuse to do any research about the holiday, but I think Canada has a pretty cool flag. Next year, before you go all out on romancing your significant other, maybe you could consider spending some time and energy on the Canadian flag. Just something to think about. We've got a great show for you tonight. The Reverend Baron Sadness II, MD of Wales III, is here to analyze my brain. And we'll be spending some time at the Evansville Horror Convention. We'll be right back after this.
Hi there, Mr. Lowney. I'm the Reverend Baron Sadness II, 3rd MD of Wales, and it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you. Do I have to say your full name?
You can call me Barry.
Okay.
So I wanna emphasize our therapist-client confidentiality to start. Anything you tell me is just for my ears, and anything I tell you, Mark, anything I tell you is you can't tell anyone either. You become a therapist, you can you can get away with anything.
What about all the cameras recording us?
This is your show, right?
Yeah, but
Well, just don't show it to anyone.
okay.
So, Mark, I've heard you've been having nightmares. What
Yeah.
happens in them?
So I'm in a hallway, right? But it's not really a hallway. It's more of like a big room with a swimming pool in the middle. And I'm swimming in the pool, but instead of water, the pool it has blood, but it's not human blood. It's cow blood. Don't ask me how I know the difference.
Yeah.
And I get out of the pool because I was swimming in it, but I'm not wearing a swimsuit. I'm wearing.
Mark, let's get down and dirty.
Okay.
Tell me about that mommy, Mark.
What?
I mean, you clearly have a lot of matriarchal issues, and I think we need to dissect them.
Well, my mommy, she packs my lunch. She puts string cheese in there, but I don't really like string cheese. I tell her, Mommy, I don't like string cheese, but she keeps putting string cheese in there.
Is that something you would like me to talk to her about if you aren't comfortable having that conversation? Because boundaries are very important.
Sure, yeah, you can. Can you convince my mom to stop putting string cheese in my lunchbox?
We'll
It's a
convince
Star
her,
Wars.
all right.
It's a Star Wars lunchbox.
Yeah,
as
Mark.
Boss
Mark.
ass. Yeah,
Are you ready to continue our session?
yeah.
Does your father say that he loves you often?
Oh yeah, he does.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, Mark. Do you think you deserve that?
Well, I think so.
You think so? Why?
Or do you not think I deserve?
Mark, I'm just asking questions. In our first session, I like to get to know my client through a series of just general questions, and I would like you to work with me here.
Okay. I mean, I think everyone deserves to have the love of their father.
Okay. Do you have a support
Maybe
system?
not like Hitler. What was your question?
Yeah, no, you brought it a good. Okay. Do you have a support system?
I I have a Nintendo Switch. Is that a...
Does it support you?
Yeah, I like to play Zelda and Mario and also some porn games.
Like, what porn games do you play, Mark?
It's called Old Naked Men
Yep.
HD.
How many hours do you spend on that a day? 7 hours, okay. Do you remember Nipplegate?
Is that from the game? From the Old Naked Men?
Listen, Mark, I've already told you, at our office, therapists have a set script that we do not deviate from. It's tested, it's proven to establish a neural link between the therapist and the client. And you just had to answer the question.
Okay, what, is that...
How do you feel about this?
Oh,
Mark, you gotta look at it. Okay. We'll shut that off.
Turn it off.
Mark,
Turn it off.
Mark, I'm sorry, Mark. Listen, this is the first of many hard steps in this journey to getting better. You're going to have to confront a lot of ghouls, inspectors, and perhaps creatures, but we're gonna get you there.
Okay.
What do you regret most in life, Mark?
I let my friend Luigi take the fall for killing that CEO.
Yeah.
It was me.
It was you?
Yeah. It had nothing to do with him being a CEO of United Healthcare. I just thought it'd be a funny bit.
It's funny when he goes in the mansion and he sucks those ghosts up with his vacuum. I like that a lot. You mentioned you liked video games, and I know you're insane and delusional, so I figure you're talking about Luigi Mario.
Yeah, Luigi, from, what was that?
I would like you to focus a little harder.
I like Luigi.
You like Luigi? I can tell.
Mario.
What's your biggest fear, Mark?
Oh, Evansville, Indiana. What's that?
Mark, can I try a experimental new therapy I've been working with for some of my more troubled clients?
Do I have to get naked?
Not this time, Mark.
Okay.
I would just like you to close your eyes and listen to the soothing rhythms of my mind. Close your eyes.
Is that supposed to help me?
It was, Mark.
Well, it didn't.
Mark, I think you need to go to Evansville, Indiana, and face the root of your fears.
Okay.
Cool.
Oh. I guess we'll be back in Evansville, Indiana. It's a beautiful Sunday morning, and we are here at the Evansville Horror Convention. Most people would be at church, perhaps having a nice breakfast with their families. But me and all these other freaks are here to celebrate the wonders of horror. Let's check it out. Here we have some creepy dolls. My eyes are caught to this one, Lieutenant Dan in a wheelchair. Can you tell me about where that name came from?
Well, he's Lieutenant Dan. He hasn't got no legs.
Yeah.
And these three are all weighted, so when you pick them up, it's like holding a baby.
Oh, wow. Yeah, if I ever have a child, this is the face I want my baby to look at me like while I hold him. Do you have a favorite of these dolls?
Me personally?
Yeah.
I don't know. I honestly usually have Lieutenant Dan when I'm not at one of these. He sits on my dresser in my bedroom.
Yeah.
And my youngest drives him around the hallway.
Did baby Lieutenant Dan also lose his legs in the Vietnam War?
For all I know, he's 100 years old, so.
Oh my gosh. He's seen some things. So I realized I wasn't exactly dressed for the occasion at the Evansville Horror Convention, so I decided to buy the scariest shirt I could find, from one of the local vendors. You see, here at Not Too Late, we are very against recreational drug use, and a mom that smokes dope is one of the scariest things I can possibly imagine. Therefore, I bought this shirt because of how scary it is. Stay safe out there, kids. All right, we're here. Can you just explain who you're dressed up as?
I'm Art the Clown from the Terrifier series. Really great horror movie series. I genuinely think it's like a really good horror movie franchise with like comedy, horror, and just gore all around.
Do you have a greatest fear or something?
Snakes.
Snakes.
Snakes. Just terrified of snakes.
My greatest fear is the political state of the United States. Am I right? So can you talk a little bit about what this booth is about, the weapons and the katanas?
Yeah, sure. Cody's 3D Emporium. I do a mixture of 3D printing plus foam craft. I've got a laser cutter I use to cut out all my blades.
If I were in a situation like a train robbery where I was a passenger on a train and the train robber boarded the train and tried to take my money, how effective would one of these weapons be in thwarting the train robber?
So it took me a few months of testing out and getting the formula down right for these swords for me to guarantee the blade for life. And in that process, my son and his friends and my daughter and her friends, I would just toss them all a bunch of swords and say, go wild. And inevitably, they would always end up turning on me, and I would end up just covered head to toe in bruises. So
okay, that's pretty good.
You might be able to deter them for a few minutes.
Yeah. You know, I ride a lot of trains, a lot of train robberies.
Happens all the time.
Very big issue in Arkansas. So we're here with producer Burke, dressed as Wario. Can you talk? Why are you dressed as Wario? Why did you come to the horror convention dressed as Wario?
I mean, it's horror. You're supposed to dress up at conventions. I just dressed up as the scariest guy I could think of.
The scariest guy you can think of is Wario from Mario.
Yeah.
Okay. Because he dressed in such a stupid way, I'm gonna hit him with one of these 3D printed swords. Okay. How do you feel?
Mortal peril is what I'm in right now.
So I give this sword thumbs up. All right, so I'm here with, I believe, the real Jason Voorhees, a horror icon. Now, Jason famously doesn't talk, so I'll just ask you yes or no questions. Okay, are you enjoying the convention? Awesome. When you see me, do you feel a deep rage that makes you want to kill me? Okay, yeah. Now, I noticed that you kind of did a strangling motion. If you were to kill me, would you do it more in a strangle way instead of with the machete? Okay, the machete? Yeah, okay, I get that. Yeah, it's not just you. Most women I've ever talked to in my life have had the same instinct. Can you talk to us a little bit about the masks and just what the booth's all about?
Yeah, these are hand-painted masks. I paint them all up myself.
Do you have a mask that fits my vibe for, say, if I was going to rob a train and I wanted people to not know who I was, a good mask that you think would fit my face?
Any of them, as long as they ain't got my name on the inside of it, because I do sign them all.
Yeah. Well, I don't plan on getting caught or anything.
Sure. We're gonna edit that part out.
I'm dressed up as Theo. He is one of my main personas. I got him through a trade as well, but he grew into me, so I'm wearing him. He's really fun, and he's got feet.
Nice. I love feet.
Look.
Those are some nice ones. Yeah. And do you guys have any favorite horror movies?
The Thing.
Oh, that's my favorite horror movie. Yeah.
I really like the Thing. Yeah.
Oh, what's yours?
The Thing.
platform.
Oh, gotcha. I'm not familiar with that. What's that?
Okay, I'll try to explain it as best as I can. Basically, two couples, the men and women, they're a couple, and they get stranded out somewhere, and so they drive to this gas station. And whenever they wake up, they're actually in cages, and the other people, they wear animal masks. As the couple are running away, the guy gets stuck in a bear trap and he falls to the ground, and then a guy with the cow mask kills him with a rock. It cuts to the end, and they're both cooked in on the planet.
That sounds like something that happened to a buddy of mine. All right, so I'm here with Tyler Main.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Star of many great horror films and non-horror films. Sabretooth in the X-Men. In X-Men, you are Michael Myers in Rob Zombie's Halloween films.
Yes.
I guess I'm curious. Do you have a favorite horror movie yourself? Since we're at the Evansville Horror Convention.
Favorite horror movie, Jaws.
That's a good one.
And The Shining.
Another good one. Did you have a fear of sharks as a kid because you saw Jaws or anything?
I wouldn't go in the bathtub for 2 weeks, you know, and everybody goes, oh, let's go on a cruise. Hell no, you know. I've seen the Titanic, I've seen Jaws, I'm not going into a cruise ship. Forget about it, okay?
Yeah.
I guess that's my fear.
When you went in the bathtub, were you afraid of sinking on a ship like the Titanic?
Who knows? I was a little kid, man. It was just something that I was like, ah!
Besides going in the water, do you have a greatest fear or anything?
Man, wow. I guess I don't like spiders too much. You know, so.
My greatest fear is train robberies. I've been involved in several.
Train robberies?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah, as both a robber and the robbed.
As a robber and the robbed?
Yeah, I've been the victim and the perpetrator of many, many train robberies.
How the hell does that happen?
Arkansas is a crazy state. Well, that was the Evansville Horror Con. Did I conquer my fear of Evansville? No. No, I didn't. Boo! Sorry, just figured I'd try to scare you one last time on this very special Halloween episode of Not Too Late. Thanks for watching. I'm Mark Lowney. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching Not Too Late on IUSTV. Check out the Not Too Late playlist for more interviews, sketches, and other silliness. Be sure to like and subscribe to the Indiana University Student Television YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram at IUSTV Entertainment. Do it, or else.